know the payroll of the workers for the Chamber of Commerce. All that money they're being paid, what the hell they do? It's become another bureaucracy. So before I give it to your next speaker, I just want to say a few comments here. And since I've traveled the furthest, I'll take the time I need. I can remember Robert Novak, the very conservative television personality on his show, with me on it saying, "Jim, I support you 100%, but you'll never change the burden of proof in a civil tax case. The IRS will not allow it." And Diana Marquez in the back, she knows the struggle I put up for 12 years with the Democrats, who wouldn't hold a hearing on the trafficking bill that said, when you go to tax court, the burden of proof should be on the IRS. Most Americans don't even understand it. But one thing they should know is 95% of all IRS cases are civil tax court. And in a civil tax court, the taxpayer was guilty and had to prove their innocence. I almost got in a fist fight with Dan Rostenkowski. Wouldn't hold a hearing. Cost too much money. Republicans come in and took over, and they worked on the IRS reform bill. And they brought it to the floor sometime in 97, late 97, 98. The IRS said if you include the trafficking burden of proof language and his forfeiture seizure language in the bill, they'll recommend a veto to President Clinton. Republicans brought the bill to the floor without my provisions. It passed on the floor, and I said that day, this may look like some reform, but this isn't really going to help the American people. I got a call that night from the little Republican chairman from Texas, Bill Archer. He said, "Jim, we've got over 1 million hits. They want your language in the bill." And he said, "I'm going to put it in the conference with the Senate." He put it in the conference with the Senate. Now the conference report come back to the Senate and the House with the trafficking language in it that says this: the IRS comes to audit you, you cooperate with the audit, you don't tell them to go to hell. They're not satisfied, they litigate, burden of proof is on the Internal Revenue Service. Second of all, they can no longer seize and padlock your residence, your business, without a court order, and you have the right to be notified and be represented in court before they take anything. That's when Robert Novak said, "Jim, I just don't see it happening." This is exactly what I said on the Novak show. So they don't call Clinton Slick Willie for nothing. He could veto the bill and help the Internal Revenue Service. He could sign the bill and help millions and millions of taxpayers. Ladies and gentlemen, he signed the bill. You never even read this in the newspaper around here. You don't know half the things I did. Okay? At the end of '99, they did a snapshot of the effects of the '98 reform bill. They compared the first 12 months up to the reform to the next 12 months after. 3 major categories, and guess what? They were all impacted by the trafficking language. First category was wage garnishments. With the burden of proof on the taxpayer, there were 3.1 million Americans had their wages garnished. After the bill, the next 12 months, that dropped to 560,000. Hear me. From 3.1 million Americans whose wages were being taken by the IRS, it dropped to 560,000. Second category is property liens. And if you know you're a business person, you get a lien on your property, or anybody, your financial future is pretty dim. 12 months before, with the burden of proof on the taxpayer, 677,000 property liens. 12 months after, with the burden of proof on the Internal Revenue Service, it dropped to 161,000. 500,000 plus less. But the one that shocked everybody was individual family-owned homes seized, taken by the Internal Revenue Service. 12 months before, 10,073. The burden of proof on the IRS, 57 homes in 50 states. They had a debate in the Wall Street Journal, print debate with me and the Internal Revenue Service Commissioner. The Commissioner says, how the hell can we prove a negative? My response was, how could a taxpayer prove a negative? You've accused, you should be able to carry the litigation, or don't accuse. No one in this valley knows who is responsible. But that is nothing. My two last bills are probably the most important, and if the one isn't enacted, America will, in my opinion, implode like the Soviet Union in a matter of time. All the guns, all the military, all the missiles, all the power, they couldn't stop the Soviet Union from falling apart, folks. There's one word, it was debt. Debt is an unsustainable, managed debt economy. I'm the son of a truck driver. I'm not here pontificating like some college professor, although I did teach at universities, 3 of them. Certainly not economics. First trafficking bill said there shall be a new agency called the Fair Justice Agency. The President nominates, the Senate confirms for a 10-year term, an agency that does nothing more than investigate and prosecute crimes within the Justice Department. Folks, they investigate themselves. And they say, Jim, you just got too much of an axe to grind. No, strictly business. The second one is the bill that if it's not passed, we will implode. Now I see the machinations talking about a value-added tax, along with the income tax. Everybody said April 15th was tax day. It really wasn't. Tax day won't be over until about May 10th. You'll work till May 10th to pay your taxes. In tandem with 2 Republicans, one from Colorado, one from Louisiana, is the flat, fair consumption tax. I want you to listen to it, because as the campaign moves along, you're going to have people sitting here, people will be coming in running, saying trafficking is going to bankrupt us. Prices are going to go through the roof. Here's how it works. The 16th Amendment to the United States Constitution that allowed for the income tax